something great that you shared. And when you said that, you motivate your students to play sports and you motivate them to get involved in physical activities, that also, gave me this idea to ask you, since you are. Hello, Bablu. Good evening. Thank you so much for giving out time today. I wanted to meet you for a very long time. I think you were also waiting. So finally, we are here today. How are you doing? How are you feeling today?
I am feeling little bit nervous, also excited.
Hmm. I am very excited. I wanted to meet you and get you for the students' corner for a very long time. Because of my leaves, it got delayed. However, I'm very excited and very happy to have you here. Also, because till now, all the students who have featured on the students' corner, they are all from the, from one-on-one classes. But you are one from the group class. So today, I think we'll have something very interesting to discuss, and I'm very happy to have you here. All right. So, Bablu, before we move forward into our discussion, why don't you quickly tell all our audience a little bit about yourself? Who is Bablu?
Okay, so before going ahead our conversation, I must tell you that I am very grateful and delighted. That's why I am very excited also. So I am very
Good.
and over the moon I'm right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so coming back to our my introduction. So this is Bablu Kisco. I am connecting from Hubli, West Bengal, and I have done masters in English literature. And if I talk about my hobbies, I love to play cricket, football, and having conversation with different kinds of people. And
Mhm.
by I'm a school teacher, and there are five members in my family: my wife, my mother, my brother, my son, and me. And apart from that, I have a YouTube channel where I upload English related conversational videos. That's pretty much about myself, and thanks for asking.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Bablu, you said a very interesting thing that you are, playing a lot of sports and you are into sports, right? So, I definitely want to ask this to you, like, how important do you think sports are in anyone's life? Do you think it adds to, any of the qualities of a person if they are into sports or if they play sports regularly?
Yes, yes. In my perspective, I would say that sports is really important for
Hmm.
everyone. And it not only for physical purposes, it's only for but also for mental health also. Okay, so it
Right.
is very very good for mental health and physical health. Okay.
That is true. Yeah, I agree. And I have heard a lot of people saying this, that playing sports really keeps you very mentally fresh. It helps you focus, it helps you stay alert, and it also makes you a calmer person. You are not very worried in difficult situations. If you are into sports and all, you're very easily able to calm yourself down. Is that true? Have you witnessed that in your life?
Yes, yes, ma'am. And because sports teaches us discipline, how to lead a disciplined life, how to
Hmm.
how to how to make leadership qualities also, and it's that's why it's very important for everyone. And I also take physical classes in my school also. That's why I am very actually I am very good at every sports. Okay, yeah,
Hmm.
cricket, football, and even in indoor game chess. I am also very good at chess. Also, I participated in lots of tournament. Okay, not only
Hmm.
in chess, but also in cricket, football, volleyball, and badminton. I participated in many tournaments. Okay.
Wow, that is amazing. Very nice, very nice. Good. And it's also very important to promote sports to kids these days, because nowadays kids are all very, indoors and stuck to their phones, stuck to their gadgets. So nowadays I see parents also don't promote sports that much. But I think it's a very, very important aspect of life, and parents should definitely encourage their kids to play a lot of outdoor sports and games that can help build their not only their physical aspect but also their mental growth will be promoted that ways.
Right, ma'am. I have seen many students at their younger age, so they don't go outside. They don't go play. They don't go to playground for playing
Right.
physical any activities for doing any physical activities, and they are indulging themselves in playing on smartphone. Okay, they play
True.
PUBG. There are lots of video games available, so that's why their mental health is not developed. Okay,
Correct.
so that's why I think that we should motivate our students, our children to play also physical sports also to go to the field also. Okay, so
Right.
that's why I'm trying my level best to motivate them to play some physical sports.
Wonderful, wonderful. That is something great that you shared. And when you said that, you motivate your students to play sports and you motivate them to get involved in physical activities, that also, gave me this idea to ask you, since you are a teacher, right? And you teach students, what are the age groups that you are dealing with?
So I take classes from 5 to 10. Okay,
5 to 10. Hmm.
you can understand the age group.
Right. Right. I think
And
that's a very important and a very crucial age in any kid's life, right? So I want to ask you this question, Bablu. Do you think that self-confidence, like how you said motivation, you motivate kids to play. Similarly, when it comes to self-confidence, do you think that is something which the kids or everybody is born with, or do you think that there are ways in which teachers, parents, mentors can guide and help people find their confidence in life? Do you think it is possible, or do you think no, there are some people who are just born with confidence and they stay confident throughout their life, and then rest of them are not confident and they are always hesitant or scared to speak in front of others?
actually, in my perspective, I would say that some students are confident because confidence is that which comes from within. Okay,
Mm,
but
mm,
but most of the students don't have such type of confidence. So that's why we should encourage such students to cultivate such confidence from within. Okay,
mm,
so
mm.
that's why we have duties to motivate them to come such types of confidence from within. Okay, that's
Right,
why I always try to motivate my students.
right.
I sometimes motivate my students to by telling such motivational stories of great people like MS Dhoni, Neeraj Chopra. There are so many great people. Okay, because their
Correct.
life is also full of ups and downs.
Mm.
By telling such stories, great stories, I always motivate them.
Wonderful. Great. So I think that's a very important thing that you said, that, with the right kind of motivation, with the right kind of approach, it can help people gain confidence, right? Like if somebody is constantly telling you that, hey, Bablu, you can do it. There is nothing difficult in it. If so many people are able to do it, you can also do it. So when you say things like this to somebody, I think no matter how scared or how shy they are, they will still find a little bit of confidence to work on themselves and to come out of their shell.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, yeah, wonderful. Okay, so what is one thing that you find very difficult to deal with the age group of kids that you are dealing with? What is one thing, if somebody asks you, what would be that one thing which is very difficult to deal with?
Okay, so I have seen many students. The students group whose age group is they who study in class 9 or 10. So they don't take our advice, teachers' advice seriously. Sometimes also
Hmm.
because I teach also class five, class 6, 7. So at that time, these types of students, these age group students, they believe what you say, what you teach,
Hmm.
and they easily try to learn what you try to understand or try to try to know you what you are saying. Okay,
Correct.
what are you trying to tell them? So at that time they easily adapt you at that time. But,
Hmm.
but whenever I try to teach class 9 or 10 students at that time, sometimes they use their own concept. Okay,
Hmm.
sometimes also they cannot easily take your word seriously.
Correct.
In that situation, I have to put a lot of effort to make them understand whatever I am trying to teach them. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
I agree. I agree. So that is one age group when they reach the adolescence, age. It is very easy for them to get distracted, to think that, who is going to listen to so much of lecture and all of that. Kids generally get into that mindset at that age, right? So yeah, I agree to the fact when you say that it takes a lot of effort at that time to, bring them that back to the classroom or mentally or physically, whatever, to get them concentrate on what you are trying to say and get them understand what they're supposed to listen to. So yeah, that's a very valid point that you said. All
Yes.
right. So, Bablu, tell me this. How about the group classes? How have they been for you? I think this is your second month. You were one of the first ones to enroll. So, tell me honestly, what do you think about the group classes? How are you finding it? Do you think it is benefiting you in any way? What is your overall feedback?
Okay, so it's amazing. My class is going on very well, and you also teach us very well, and the way you explain everything, and there are lots of fun activities, role play activities, storytelling activities. So in this class, I enjoy it a lot, and I enjoy it a lot, and I learn a lot. Still now, I'm learning a lot, and I have learned many things from these classes, and the classes are amazing. So most of the students come from diverse background. So that's
Hmm.
why we come to know from their culture, their tradition. Okay, so that's why we not only we have come to learn this language, their tradition, culture, the way they learn this language, and who in which strategy are they applying for learning this language. So that's why we have come to know many things from our classes, and the classes are really amazing, I would say.
Thank you so much, Bablu. I'm so glad that you pointed out the fact that there are people from different and people from diverse backgrounds and cultures that are there in the class, and it only adds to the beauty of the discussion because there is so much of brainstorming that goes on. Everybody shares their own experiences. So I think yes, I agree to that. Not only you all, but I also get to learn a lot from all of you and from your discussion. So thank you so much for that, and I'm glad that you are enjoying the sessions. All
Yes.
right. So Bablu, do you have anything that you would want to ask me today?
Okay, ma'am. Of course, I would like to ask you one question that
Hmm.
there is a translation method. Many teachers also apply to teach their students this language. So I am just asking you: is this translation method our native? Not my native language is Bengali. It's my local language. My
Hmm.
native language is Santal also. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this translation method is very good for learning this language or not?
Well, that's a very interesting question. And I think somebody else was also asking me this question the other day. So, whenever we say, learning English or learning any language through a translation method, okay, let us first understand there are two aspects to it. And it is, as you said, it is not just Bengali. I'm talking about any local language, like translating Hindi to English or translating Gujarati to English. There are so many channels. As you said, I see a lot of channels where people just take one sentence in Hindi and they are just trying to translate that into English, right? So I'll tell you this. Now, I will never ever advocate for the fact that you should learn English with translation, no matter what language you are translating it from. However, there is a catch. When you are at your complete elementary level, which means you have just learned A, B, C, D, and you don't even know what is the meaning of dog, what is the meaning of cat? You don't know what is the meaning of who. You don't know what is the meaning of what. So even basic words, when you don't know, then you have to put in translation in that learning phase, which means when you are a beginner of beginner level, when you don't know anything, then you definitely have to know what is what. You need to understand which word means what. At that time, you can use the translation method. Like if suppose, I have something in front of me and I want the other person to understand what is it called in English. Now, if that person doesn't know English at all, there's no point I say that in English, right? I will have to translate and say. There is no other way that I can make that person understand. However, whenever we are talking about getting fluent with the language or getting to the intermediate or advanced level of English, at that time, if you are trying to learn English by just translating sentences from your mother tongue or native language or local language to English, that will only slow down your learning. Why is it going to slow down? Because you are training your brain to constantly translate. And that is one aspect of learning the English language that you need to stop at the very basic stage of fluency. That you should not be translating sentences from your mother tongue or from your native language to English. As soon as you do that, it slows down your thought process because you're stopping your brain to stop and translate and then frame the sentence. In this process, you are, slowing down your fluency, plus you are making grammatical mistakes and your sentences are getting incorrect. Also, you are not framing proper sentences. You are messing up your sentence structure, your sentence construction because of that translation. Because a lot of things that we say in our local language are said very differently in English. For example, when we are talking about, you know, in Hindi, we very commonly say, कोई बात नहीं, right? कोई बात नहीं अगर ये हो गया तो. And somebody who tries to directly translate it into English like that in their mind, people will say, no matter it happened, it's okay. But it is not no matter. You don't say no matter in that situation. You're supposed to say, it doesn't matter. It's all right that it happened.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
So it's important to learn English as the language it is. Okay? For example, if tomorrow English is a language, so is Bengali, so is Hindi, so is Punjabi, right? So if tomorrow there is a foreigner who has shifted to India, if they shift to India, of course, they will need to learn some local language, right? Now, if somebody tells you that, okay, Bablu, you have to teach this person Bengali because they really need to learn Bengali, right? Do you think you will be able to teach that person and make them fluent in Bengali by translating every English sentence to Bengali? Is that possible?
It's not possible, totally impossible.
Totally impossible. They will just be wasting a lot of time. They will be putting in a lot of effort, but they will always be stuck in that game of translation, right? So, you being a tutor or you being a mentor, your first step is going to be to help them, to educate them how to start thinking in Bengali. When you are teaching English, how to think in English and then construct their sentences in English. Initially, they will make grammatical errors, which is all right. That is why you will have to tell them to start reading, listening, writing, and surround themselves with the language so that slowly and steadily they can think in English and they can produce right or correct sentences. Okay? So, of course, if you are in that stage where you don't know what a cat means or what a dog means, then of course translate and get a hang of the words. But when you are in the beginner level and you want to go to intermediate or advanced level, say no to translation and start making English your friend. Only then you will be able to become fluent with the language.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, yes. I would like to ask you another question. This is last
Hmm.
question.
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, so there are many tutors or there are many YouTubers also in YouTube. I have seen many thumbnail also YouTube. So there is written that 30 days or minimum 3 months will be fluent English. We will be fluent. Okay, how can we be fluent in a very short time? Please tell me.
Hmm.
Tell me something about those students who don't have English speaking ambience or who don't have any English speaking partner also. So at that time, how can we learn this language in an easy way?
Okay, so whenever you are talking about learning a language in an easy way, I do not like to give out false hopes to people. I never say learn English in 30 days. I never say that you can learn English in 3 months. Not possible. Okay? First of all, there is no easy way. If you want to learn a language, you want to learn anything, you have to put in effort. Nowadays, people are so used to watching reels, 30 seconds, someone's body transformation is done, 30 seconds reel, someone has become a millionaire in 3 months. But you don't see or you don't realize that that 30-second reel, probably that transformation has taken 1.5 years or 2 years, or probably it is someone's lifelong effort that you are watching in just 30 seconds, right? So first of all, understanding that there are no shortcuts, that is very important. Number two, it will only seem easy to you when you train your brain that I need to learn this language. It is a necessity for my personal and my professional growth. And I will put in the effort and I'll be consistent in learning the language. Once you are able to tell yourself that, once you are able to convince yourself that it is going to be beneficial for you if you learn the language, then that journey is going to seem easy to you. Okay? And of course, after that, if you don't have any partner, if you don't have any environment, then you have to create that for you. Nowadays, it's not difficult to get a learning partner. There are free forums available, there are paid forums available, there are groups that are available where people are learning as a community, right? So whichever works for you, you have to figure it out. Also, there are a lot of people who will say, do this and you will become an expert. That's not going to happen. You have to start understanding yourself. What is my way of learning? You try everything a little bit. Try listening, try reading, try writing. See what is working for you. You have to evaluate yourself and see which option or which way of learning is working for you, right? Now, that is why it is said that it's a journey. Learning a language is a long journey. Sometimes it is a lifelong journey. It's been so many years since my childhood that I am, in touch with the language. There are still new things that I discover every other day, right? So it's going to be a long term, lifelong journey.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
only way it will seem easy is if you change your mindset and if you enjoy the process. If you feel, oh my God, it is so burdensome, it is always going to be burdensome,
Yes, yes,
right?
absolutely. So in
Yeah.
my case, ma'am, I used to listen a lot conversational videos in my
Mm.
earlier time, but my speaking practice is not done. I did
Mm.
too much on speaking practice also, and just because of lacking of speaking partner. Okay,
Right.
and nowadays I got lot of co-learners from your group, and there are Skype group also. There are lots of co-learners, and
Yeah.
from and with them also I every day try to practice on a daily
Wonderful.
basis. So
And that
that's
is why this progress that we are seeing in you, right? That is why now you are able to frame sentences without a lot of hesitation. You are being able to speak confidently with a smile on your face. So all of this is because of the efforts that you are putting in, right? And you are enjoying the process.
and one thing I have seen many videos here also on YouTube, so I got to learn many things that if we want to do any great thing in your life, we should come out from our comfort zone.
Of
Okay.
course.
So
Yes.
I was in my comfort zone. That's why
Mm.
I'm trying to push myself in this comfort zone so that I can do something better in my life.
Absolutely. Yes. And I'm glad that you did pick that up from any of my video, and it resonated with you and you're working on it. I feel very, very happy at that. Thank you so much, Bablu.
And just after watching just one video for the first time, you can say mesmerized a lot. Okay. I was overjoyed by seeing your video, and at that time I decided that I should take class from you
Uh,
also.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bablu. It is really, really very humbling and very satisfying when you feel that anything that I'm doing is adding a little bit at least to your benefit. I think that is where all my efforts are getting rewarded. Thank you so much.
Yes. Today I'm
Right.
really honored and very privileged to have talked to you for the first time in your channel.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm also very happy and I really enjoyed this conversation. We will definitely meet in our session in a couple of hours. However, I would definitely want to meet you once again over another video, maybe in the near future, and we will discuss on some more interesting topic. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you
All
very
right.
much for
You're
having.
most welcome, Bablu.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good evening, Bablu. Bye bye.
Good evening. Bye bye, ma'am. Okay, bye.